Hello students, in this class we are going to discuss about kinetic theory of gases. The other day we have discussed about basic concepts in kinetic theory of gases, and also here we discussed that kinetic theory of gases is based on the molecular picture of matter. So see here, a given amount of gas is nothing but large number of molecules. Given amount of gas is the collection of large number of molecules. We know that molecules are, see here, we have discussed already in the previous class, gas molecules apart at a distance of tens of angstroms. That is approximately 20 angstroms or 30 angstroms. That is the interatomic distance between the intermolecular distance between the gas and another gas molecule is about 20 angstroms or 30 angstroms. That means as the particles are largely apart as compared to solids and liquids, the intermolecular force is less in this case. Intermolecular force is less in the case of gases. That means the gas molecules will not be affected by another gas molecules. So the gas molecules move in straight line direction. So the gas molecules move in straight line direction like this. So see here, when they are moving in straight line direction, they may go and collide with another molecules or walls of the vessel. So here the collisions are in the process of moving from as the gas molecules. And another assumption is nothing but gas molecules. Another assumption is gas molecules move randomly within the walls of the vessel. As the gas molecules are moving randomly inside the volume of the vessel, they may go and collide with another molecules, or they may go and collide with walls of the vessel. So gas molecules may go and collide with another molecules or may go and collide with the walls of the vessel. And this here, assume this type of collisions. The collisions in this case are elastic collisions. Elastic collision means in which both kinetic energy and momentum both are conserved. Kinetic energy is conserved and linear momentum also conserved. In the case of linear momentum P also conserved in the case of elastic collision. Okay, and another assumption in this case is nothing but the gas inside the vessel. Let us consider this gas is ideal gas. Why it is considering we as ideal gas? Because the gas molecules are largely apart, so there is no influence of one molecule on the other molecule, as the intermolecular forces are less between the molecules. So we can neglect the intermolecular forces. If there are no intermolecular forces, there is no potential energy term in the internal energy. If there is no potential energy term, so internal energy is purely in the form of kinetic energy of the molecules. So consider the gas inside the vessel is ideal gas. This is another assumption. Now I am going to picturize how we are going to find out the pressure of the ideal gas here. So now these are the basic assumptions. The first assumption is nothing but the intermolecular forces are less in the case of these gases. So the gas molecules are move inside the volume of the vessel in straight line direction. As the intermolecular forces are negligible, we can consider this gas as the ideal gas. And another assumption is nothing but the collision between the walls of the vessel, molecules and another molecule, or collision between molecule and wall of the vessel. The collisions are considered to be elastic collision. This is another assumption. Before we are going to draw a clear picture on pressure of an ideal gas. So here now I am going to find out or derive an expression for pressure of an ideal gas. Pressure of an ideal gas here. We know the definition of pressure is nothing but pressure is equal to force per unit area. So in order to find out the pressure, we need to find out the force here. So in order to find out the force, we need to find out change in momentum per unit time. Change in momentum per unit time. So here we need to construct an idea in such a way that we need to find out change in momentum first. Change in momentum per unit time gives us force. Force per unit area will give us pressure. So first we need to find out the change in momentum of number of molecules that are going to collide with walls of the vessel. Okay. So for that, consider a cubic shaped vessel with side length L. Okay, so I'm drawing a cubic shape like this. Wait a minute. I am drawing cubical shape like this. Okay. Wait a minute. Right. So consider the side length of this cube is nothing but L. Okay. I am taking large number of gas molecules inside the volume of the vessel here. And these gas molecules are moving randomly within the volume of the vessel like this. And the random motion is continuous. Like this. Okay. Consider this is nothing but x-axis, and this as the y-axis, and let this as the z-axis, x, y, and z-axis like this. Okay, consider any one such molecule. I am considering this molecule only. Let this molecule is moving along x-axis like this. When this molecule go and hit the wall of the vessel, one side of the wall of the vessel, this wall lies in the plane of in the YZ plane. The wall lies in the YZ plane. This is nothing but y-axis, and this is nothing but z-axis. So this is nothing but YZ plane. Okay, so it hits wall lies in the YZ plane. Now consider m is the mass of the molecule, mass of one molecule. Okay, moving with a velocity of, or having a velocity of, having velocity of Vx, Vy, Vz. Okay, when this gas molecule, when this molecule collides or hits, collides YZ wall, YZ wall. So there only Vx changes. Vx changes, not Vy and Vz. Okay, so before collision, the velocity of the molecule along x-axis is nothing but plus Vx, and it will, when this molecule go and collide with this wall, it will rebounds. So after collision, the molecule will have the velocity of minus Vx. Here Vy and Vz velocities are constant because this molecule and going and colliding with YZ plane. So there is no change in Y component of velocity and Z component of velocity. So before collision Vx, after collision minus Vx is there. So the magnitude of the velocity is constant, but direction is different. Why the magnitude of velocity is still constant here? Because we consider the collision is, which type of collision it is? Elastic collision. Yes, in elastic collision the kinetic energy is conserved. The kinetic energy before collision must be equal to kinetic energy after the collision. So the kinetic energy before the collision is half mvx square, and kinetic energy after the collision is also half mvx square. Okay, but the direction of velocity is different here. So now change in momentum of the molecule, change in momentum of the molecule. Now change in momentum of the molecule is given by mass times final velocity minus initial velocity, that is m into v2 is nothing but minus vx minus v1 is nothing but initial velocity vx. So that is nothing but minus 2 mvx is nothing but change in momentum of the molecule. Okay, this is the change in momentum of the molecule. When this molecule, from conservation of momentum principle, this molecule can go and collide with walls of the vessel. So from conservation of momentum, the momentum given to the wall or momentum imparted to the wall is equal and opposite to change in momentum of the molecule. Momentum imparted to the wall is given by plus 2 mvx. This is the momentum given to the wall when it go and collide with walls of the vessel. So now this is only one molecule, momentum given to the wall. Whenever it go and collide with wall of the vessel, the momentum given to the wall is how much? Plus 2 mvx only. So there is not only one molecule that is going and colliding with walls of the vessel. There are large number of molecules are there, and they are moving randomly inside the volume of the vessel. So many number of molecules can go and collide with walls of the vessel. So I am going to obtain momentum given to the wall by large number of molecules, by n number of molecules here. So consider here I am consider let n number of molecules having velocity Vx, having x component of velocity Vx in a delta t time interval, they travel a distance of how much? Yes, velocity into time, Vx delta t. Vx delta t. They travel a distance of Vx delta t. So what are the molecules which are in a distance of Vx delta t can go and collide with walls of the vessel. The molecules which are beyond Vx delta t cannot reach the walls of the vessel. So they may not go and collide with walls of the vessel. Consider this is nothing but a distance of Vx delta t. Only the molecules which are at a distance of Vx delta t from this wall can go and collide with this wall. Okay. So how many molecules are there up to this distance? So I am writing like this. So here only these molecules are within the range of Vx delta t. Only these molecules are within the range of Vx delta t here. So how many molecules are there? We don't know how many molecules. We need to find out the number of molecules that are within the range of Vx delta t. So here, right. So here, this molecule can go and collide with walls of the vessel because it is within the range of Vx delta t. This can go and collide with wall of the vessel. This also can go and collide with wall of the vessel. This also can go and collide. But these molecules will not reach the wall because they are not in the distance of Vx delta t. These molecules will not go and collide with this side of the wall. Okay. So here the number of molecules within the volume. So here the molecules within the volume is nothing but area into distance. That is nothing but area into distance. Here is nothing but Vx delta t. So here the molecules within this volume. So only these molecules can go and collide with walls of this wall of the vessel. So this is the volume. So in this volume, the volume which is colored with yellow, only those molecules can move towards right and hit the wall of the vessel. So how many molecules are there in that volume? We need to find out the number of molecules here. So here I am treating n is the number of molecules. N is the number of molecules. And small n is nothing but number of molecules per unit volume. Number of molecules per unit volume. Number of molecules per unit volume. So here I am taking number of molecules equal to number of molecules is equal to number density into volume. Here number density is nothing but n and volume is how much here? The volume of the molecules which are within the range of that volume is nothing but how much? A Vx delta t. So these many number of molecules are there within the volume of A Vx delta t. Those molecules only can go and collide with wall of the vessel. That means only these molecules, only these many number of molecules can have a probability to go and collide with this side of the wall. But not sure all of these molecules move towards right. Okay. So, but not sure. But all these molecules may not move to right side. So they are not human being. They do not follow our instructions. isn't it right? So all the molecules within the volume of this yellow shaded molecules will not move towards right. Only as per probability, consider only half of the molecules. The probability is how much? Half. Only half of the molecules are moving towards right. I am taking average number of molecules moving right side. So what is the average number of molecules? So average number of molecules that are moving towards right is nothing but half into n into AVX delta T. So we find out the number of molecules that may go and collide with walls of the vessel. Now the total momentum imparted to the wall by n number of molecules is nothing but number of molecules into momentum given to the wall by each molecule. So momentum given to the wall by each molecule is 2mvx. Okay, so how many such molecules are there? They are giving the momentum to the wall of the vessel. These many number of molecules are there. So half into n avx into delta t into 2mvx. 2mvx. This is nothing but change in momentum or momentum given to the wall of the vessel. So here these 2 and 2 get cancels. Okay, so now here change in momentum. Okay, change in momentum per unit time. Here time is there. I am bringing the time to left side. So it will be under denominator delta P by delta T. This is already gone to left side. So what is remaining? N is there. After that M is there. M. What is there? Vx into Vx is nothing but Vx square. And what is left over here? A is remaining. I am writing A. Now change in momentum per unit time is nothing but what? Force is equal to nmvx square into area. Okay, now bring this area to left side. It will be force per unit area is equal to nmvx square. Force per unit area is nothing but here. What is this? Pressure. So pressure P is equal to nmvx square is the pressure. Let us consider this is equation number 1. Equation number 1. Now we got pressure P is equal to nmvx square. Now all the molecules do not have same velocity. Consider all the molecules do not have same velocity. So I am taking therefore average of Vx square. So average of Vx square is nothing but Vx square average. We also indicate with average as brackets like this. Vx square average. So this is the average velocity. So now the pressure is given by, now the pressure is given by P is equal to Nm. I am taking average of square of x component of velocity. Nm Vx square average. So see here, whenever there is a vessel like this, in a cubical shape, we have taken large number of molecules here. We consider that all these molecules are moving towards right side, that is along x-axis. So the molecules may not move only x-axis and may not go and collide with yz plane of the wall. it may move equally along x-axis. It may have a probability to move along x-axis, to move along y-axis, to move along z-axis. We don't know either it is moving along x-axis or y-axis or z-axis. So all the molecules, I am treating that all the molecules have equal probability to move along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So that is here the probability to move along x-axis, to move along y-axis and to move along z-axis is same. So that here Vx square average is equal to Vy square average is equal to Vz square average. We can assume like this. So we know V square average is nothing but Vx square average plus Vy square average plus Vz square average. Because velocity V is equal to, we can write it as Vxi plus Vyj plus Vzk like this. So in vector form it can be written like this. So V square equal to Vx square plus Vy square plus Vz square. V square equal to Vx square plus Vy square plus Vz square. I am taking the average of V square equal to average of Vx square plus average of Vy square plus average of Vz square. So here V square average is equal to Vx square average plus, we consider that there is a equal probability to move along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So Vy square can be written as Vx square average plus Vz square is also given as Vx square average. So from this we can write like this as V square average is equal to Vx square plus Vx square plus Vx square is nothing but 3Vx square average. So now from this Vx square average is equal to 1 by 3 V square average. 1 by 3 V square average. So from equation number 2, I am rewriting from equation 2, I am rewriting pressure P is equal to simply N M. Vx square average can be replaced with 1 by 3 V square average. 1 by 3 V square average. So here that is nothing but pressure P is equal to 1 by 3 N M V square average. Okay. So here N is nothing but number of molecules per unit time. M is velocity, mass of the molecule. Sorry, N is nothing but here I misspelled. N is nothing but number of molecules per unit volume. Number of molecules per unit volume. And M is the mass of the molecule. V is nothing but speed of the molecule. Average speed of the molecule. V square average. Okay. So now here we know I am multiplying both sides with volume. Now kinetic interpretation of temperature. I am going to discuss about kinetic interpretation of temperature. So in this we got pressure exerted by the molecules on the walls of the vessel is given by pressure P is equal to 1 by 3 N M V square average. So multiply both sides with volume V. Multiply both sides with volume V. Volume V. Okay. So P into V. Sorry. P into V is equal to 1 by 3 N M V volume into V square average. Okay, now I am rearranging the term as P into volume is equal to 1 by 3 n V into m v square average, mass into square of the speed. I am multiplying with 2 by 2 here, 2 by 2. Okay, now in the next step I am writing it as pressure into volume is equal to this 2 I am bringing to this side, 2 by 3 into number density into volume V into the remaining 2 in the denominator. I am writing it as half m v square average. Half m v square average is nothing but kinetic energy of the molecule. Kinetic energy of the molecule here. Okay, so this is nothing but kinetic energy of the molecule. So now we know number density n is nothing but number of molecules per unit volume. So number density into volume is nothing but simply number of molecules. So here I am rewriting it as pressure P into volume is equal to 2 by 3 into n into V can be written as capital N, number of molecules capital N, into half m v square average. This is nothing but kinetic energy of the one molecule, half mv square. N is nothing but total kinetic energy of all the molecules. Okay, so here I am writing E is nothing but E is equal to internal energy here, ERU, internal energy. Wait a minute. Indicate internal energy with U. Internal energy is U is equal to kinetic energy of all the molecules. We know the definition. Why kinetic energy only? Because it is ideal gas. Kinetic energy of all the molecules of ideal gas. In ideal gas we have considered already. Ideal gas is nothing but one in which there are no intermolecular attractions. That is, there is no potential energy term in the internal energy. So here internal energy is equal to kinetic energy of all the molecules of ideal gas is nothing but kinetic energy of one molecule is half mv square. Kinetic energy of all the molecules is nothing but n into half m v square average. This is the internal energy of the ideal gas. So we can write pressure P into V is equal to 2 by 3 into internal energy U. Okay, so now internal energy U is equal to 3 by 2 P into V, 3 by 2 PV. Okay, from ideal gas equation, from equation of state that we have discussed in the previous class, from equation of state we can write pressure into volume is equal to NKBT. Okay, so here we can replace PV is equal to NKBT here. So total internal energy is equal to 3 by 2. Here PV can be replaced with NKBT. Okay, so internal energy per number of molecules is equal to what? 3 by 2 kBT. 3 by 2 kBT is nothing but this is the internal energy of one molecule. Internal energy of one molecule. Internal energy of one molecule is given by 3 by 2 kBT. Okay, so internal energy of 1 mole of molecule, 1 mole of molecules or n number of molecules is nothing but, so see here, we know N is nothing but number of moles. Number of moles equal to total number of molecules divided by Avogadro number of molecules. So total number of molecules equal to number of moles into Avogadro number. So I can write N is equal to, so internal energy of all molecules is equal to 3 by 2 into Kb N Kb into T. Here N can be written with 3 by 2. N is nothing but number of moles into Avogadro number into KBT. Here we have discussed already in the previous lecture, Na, Avogadro number into Boltzmann constant is nothing but universal gas constant. So internal energy of 1 mole of gas molecules is equal to 3 by 2 N. Na into Kb is nothing but nRT. This is nothing but, so this is internal energy of N moles of substance, N moles of gas or N moles of substance. This is internal energy of one molecule. This is the internal energy of N moles of gas. So here finally we can conclude that internal energy it depends only on internal energy of one molecule. Internal energy of one molecule depends only on temperature, because 3 by 2 is constant, Kb is also constant. We discussed already that Kb is same for all the gases. So 3 by 2 is constant, Kb is constant. So internal energy of a molecule depends only on absolute temperature, not on pressure, volume and nature of gas. It does not depend on nature of gas. It only depends on what? Temperature, absolute temperature. So internal energy directly proportional to temperature here. Okay, this is the conclusion of the class. Internal energy of one molecule is nothing but 3 by 2 kBT, and internal energy of n number of moles of the gas is nothing but 3 by 2 nRT. Now here I am going to discuss about partial pressures. Now consider different internal energy of an ideal gas depends on temperature only, not on pressure, volume and nature of the gas. Here for a mixture of non-reactive ideal gases. So here I am taking mixture of non-interacting ideal gases. Non-interacting ideal gases. For this case, pressure is given by 1 by 3 into N1 M1 V1 square average plus N2 M2 V2 square average and so on. We have gotten that pressure P is equal to, so from this equation, pressure P is equal to 1 by 3 number density into M, mass of the molecule, into V square average. So from that I have taken pressure P equal to 1 by 3. N1 is nothing but number density of the gas 1. Mass of each molecule of gas 1 is nothing but M1. Velocity of each molecule is V1. N2 is number density of the gas 2, and M2 is the mass of each gas molecule of gas 2, and V2 is nothing but velocity of each molecule in the gas 2, average velocity. Okay, so now this can be written as in equilibrium state, the average kinetic energy of the molecules, all molecules of the all molecules is same. So we can write like this as P is equal to, pressure P is equal to, pressure P is equal to, so here 1 by 3 into N1, 2 by 2, I am dividing with 2 and multiplying with 2, 2 by 2 M1 V1 square plus N2 into 2 by 2 M2 V2 square and so on, etc. So pressure P here in this case is equal to, I am taking 2 as common here, 2 by 3 N1 into of M1 V1 square plus N2 into of M2 V2 square and so on. We have considered that in equilibrium, the average kinetic energy of all the molecules is same. So of M1 V1 square equal to of M2 V2 square equal to of M3 V3 square and so on. So here I am writing of M1 V1 square is equal to of M2 V2 square is equal to of M3 V3 square is equal to simply kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of each molecule is nothing but how much? 3 by 2 kBT. 3 by 2 kBT. We have discussed already 3 by 2 kBT. Kinetic energy of one molecule is nothing but 3 by 2 kBT. So I am replacing of M1 V1 square and of M2 V2 square with 3 by 2 kBT. So pressure P is equal to, pressure P is equal to 2 by 3 into N1 into half M1 V1 square can be replaced with 3 by 2 kBT plus N2 3 by 2 kBT and so on, etc. and so on, etc. So here pressure P is equal to simply 2 by 3. Here 3 by 2 kBT is common in both. So 3 by 2 kBT into what is there in N1 plus N2 plus N3 and so on. So here 3 and 3 get cancelled, 2 and 2 get cancelled. So total pressure is equal to kBT into N1 plus N2 plus N3 and so on. This is nothing but Dalton's law of partial pressures. That is nothing but total pressure inside the gas is equal to sum of pressure exerted by one gas and another gas and another gas. Pressure exerted by one gas, gas 1, and pressure exerted by gas 2 and pressure exerted by gas 3 and etc. So sum of pressure exerted by individual gas is equal to total pressure exerted on the walls of the vessel. Okay, this is the conclusion of this is law of partial pressures. Law of partial pressures. Now I am going to give you root mean square velocity. Root mean square velocity, RMS velocity. That is nothing but RMS velocity. Root mean square velocity, RMS velocity. Here we know for this, in order to obtain an expression for root mean square, I am taking kinetic energy of one molecule. Kinetic energy of one molecule is nothing but of mv square average is equal to 3 by 2 kBT. Kinetic energy of one molecule. See here, internal energy of one molecule or simply kinetic energy of one molecule is nothing but 3 by 2 kBT. Internal energy is nothing but kinetic energy here. So kinetic energy of one molecule equal to 3 by 2 kBT here. So 2 and 2 get cancels here. So now of mv square average is equal to simply 3 kBT. So when this m comes to right side, we will get v square average is equal to 3 kBT by m. 3 kBT by m. I'm taking square root on both sides. Square root on both sides here. So V square average is equal to 3 kBT divided by m. Taking square root on both sides. Square root on both sides. So this is nothing but here root. So I am finalizing here the definition. Root average. Average is nothing but mean. Root mean square velocity. So this is nothing but root mean square velocity. VRMS. Root mean square velocity of one molecule is given by under root of 3 kBT by m. 3 kBT by m. This is RMS velocity of one molecule for one molecule. Now I am multiplying and dividing with Avogadro number of molecules in this square root. So see here, VRMS is equal to under root of 3 kBT divided by mass of one molecule into, I am multiplying with Avogadro number and dividing with Avogadro number of molecules. So here we know Na into Kb is nothing but universal gas constant R, and also we know that Avogadro number of molecules into mass of each molecule is nothing but molecular weight. We know that mass of Avogadro number of molecules is nothing but simply molecular weight. So we can replace RMS velocity as under root of 3 Na into Kb. Na into Kb is nothing but universal gas constant R. T is temperature divided by Avogadro, mass of Avogadro number of molecules is nothing but simply molecular weight, root 3 RT by m. This is mass of one molecule and this is mass of Avogadro number of molecules. That is nothing but mass of one molecule. This is mass of Avogadro number of molecules. That is nothing but molecular weight. Molecular weight. So this capital M is nothing but molecular weight. So these are the expressions for RMS velocity. For RMS velocity, this is RMS velocity of one molecule and this is nothing but RMS velocity of 1 mole of gas. RMS velocity for, this is for 1 mole of gas. That is for Avogadro number of molecules. Avogadro number of molecules. Okay, this is for one molecule. Root 3 kBT by m is for one molecule. Root 3 RT by capital M. Capital M is nothing but molecular weight. Root 3 RT by m is nothing but this is RMS velocity for 1 mole of gas or for Avogadro number of molecules. Avogadro number is nothing but 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. So we can find out the RMS velocity in a different way. Consider there are 5 molecules. There are 5 molecules. Okay. And each first molecule is moving with a velocity of 2 meter per second. And second molecule is moving with a velocity of 3 meter per second. And let third molecule is moving with a velocity of 4 meter per second. And fourth molecule is moving with a velocity of 3 meter per second. And fifth molecule is moving with a velocity of some 4 or 3 meter per second. How many molecules are there? 5 molecules are there and their velocities are given. How can we find out RMS velocity here? RMS velocity. RMS velocity is nothing but root mean square velocity. Root mean square velocity. So how can we find out root mean square velocity here? See here, we need to square the velocities first. So first step is nothing but square the velocities. That means 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, again 3 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 3 square, again 4 square. So squaring here. Here we are squaring first. Squaring. Then we need to find out the mean. Squaring is done, and in second step is nothing but we need to find out what mean. Mean is nothing but average. How many velocity components are there? Velocity are there. How many molecules are there? 5 molecules. So mean is nothing but sum divided by total number. That means square. We did squaring already. 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, again 3 square, 4 square. In order to find the average, we need to take the sum of all divided by total number. How many are there? Total number of molecules are 5. So in first step, we squared all the terms, all the velocities, and then we have taken mean. Mean is nothing but average. In final step, what is the final step here? In third step, we need to add a root to all. So now giving square root of 2 square, 3 square plus 4 square plus 3 square plus 4 square divided by 5. So this is nothing but we are adding root square root. Okay, so this is the RMS velocity. VRMS velocity is nothing but under root of 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 3 square plus 4 square divided by 5. This is final step, RMS velocity. RMS velocity is nothing but first we need to square the given velocity terms and find the mean. Okay, square the terms, square the given velocities and take the mean and add the root in final step. That is root mean square velocities. Root mean square velocity. This is RMS velocity in general. Okay, this is the end of the class, students. Have a nice day. Bye bye.